Why do schools feel so much like factories? The bells, the rows of desks, the rigid schedules. It all seems normal, but it's not accidental. Our education system was modeled after the Prussian factory system of the 19th century, designed to produce obedient workers, not creative thinkers. Standardization, repetition, and following orders were the goals. American industrialists needed a workforce that would show up, follow instructions, and not question authority. The school day mimics a factory shift. Move inside of Stockberg Bistendadzer. One-to-one. Pretend honor dissendan. Berbadenstein. Perform compartmentalized tasks and get evaluated on your ability to repeat information. This system conditions students for a life of employment within large organizations, training them to be interchangeable parts in a bigger machine. The architects of this system were open about their intentions. They wanted a manageable, predictable population. Universal schooling became a tool for social engineering, molding citizens to fit an industrial society. The problem? That society is gone, but the machinery remains. Today, schools still churn out graduates prepared for a world that no longer exists. The result? Students are left ill-equipped for the challenges and opportunities of the modern era. Our schools aren't broken by accident, they're working exactly as designed. But the world has changed, and it's time our education system did too. The question is, will we keep preparing kids for the past, or finally start preparing them for the future? John D. Rockefeller, one of America's most powerful industrialists, helped shape our schools through the General Education Board. His vision wasn't to create independent thinkers, but reliable workers for his corporate empire. I don't want a nation of thinkers, I want a nation of workers. Whether or not he said it, the sentiment drove his investments. The board funded schools that emphasized vocational skills, conformity, and rote memorization, while de-emphasizing independent thought and creativity. This model spread nationwide, standardizing education to serve industry, not individual potential. The result? Generations taught to value security over freedom, compliance over innovation. We learned to get good grades, go to college, and find a safe job, not to challenge the status quo or build something new. The system succeeded in creating a nation of workers, but left us wondering why so few feel like thinkers. The legacy of Rockefeller's vision still shapes our classrooms today. It's time to ask, do we want to keep producing workers or start cultivating thinkers? Step into any classroom and you'll see the factory blueprint, desks in rows, teacher at the front, students expected to sit quietly and follow instructions. This setup isn't about learning, it's about control. Rules like raising your hand to speak or needing a hall pass reinforce obedience, not curiosity. The bell dictates every move, training students to subordinate their needs to the institution's schedule. Collaboration is discouraged. Talking to your neighbor is cheating. Success is measured by compliance, not creativity. In the real world, innovation comes from teamwork and questioning the status quo, skills schools often suppress. The classroom rewards those who follow the rules and punishes those who ask, why? Instead of nurturing discovery, school becomes a place of domestication. We're not preparing leaders, we're training followers. The cost? A generation conditioned to fit in, not stand out. If we want innovators, we need to rethink the classroom from the ground up. Children are born curious, eager to explore and ask questions, but school often extinguishes that flame with rigid structure and standardized tests. "That's not on the test" becomes the refrain, signaling that curiosity is a distraction. Mistakes are penalized, creating a fear of failure that kills creativity. In the real world, failure is how we learn, but in school it's something to avoid. Energetic kids are labeled as problems, not potential athletes or performers. The system punishes strengths that don't fit its mold, stifling unique talents. The class clown, the daydreamer, the restless, all are told to conform. School systematically sands down individuality in favor of compliance and memorization. Many students leave disengaged, seeing learning as a chore, not a joy. The fire of curiosity is reduced to a faint ember. We need schools that nurture questions, not just answers. Otherwise, we risk losing the very qualities that drive progress. Compare a classroom from 150 years ago to one today. Aside from technology, little has changed. Meanwhile, the world outside has transformed beyond recognition. Our schools still batch process students by age, forcing everyone to learn the same thing at the same pace. This one-size-fits-all approach bores quick learners and leaves others behind. In the internet age, memorizing facts is obsolete. Google does it better. What matters now are skills like critical thinking, problem-solving, and creativity. Yet, our schools still prioritize rote memorization and conformity. We're teaching students to be databases when they need to be search engines. Graduates enter a world demanding innovation, but their education prized compliance. We're sending kids into the future with a map of the past. Isn't it time our schools caught up with the world they're supposed to prepare us for? We're told formal education is the only path to success, but history proves otherwise. Many innovators, Steve Jobs, Bill Gates, Mark Zuckerberg, left school to build the future, not study the past. They succeeded by acting, adapting, and following their curiosity, not by memorizing answers. Real-world experience, not classroom theory, drove their achievements. One entrepreneur left school at 16, started small, and built multi-million-dollar businesses by learning through action. School teaches you to be a good student, not how to create value in the real world. Most teachers have never worked in the fields they teach. They offer theory, not wisdom. The ultimate classroom is the world itself. True education is about asking your own questions and finding your own answers. The dropouts who thrive are those who realize learning doesn't end with a diploma. They prove that courage and grit matter more than grades. The system's flaw: it rewards conformity, but the world rewards creativity. Maybe it's time to redefine what it means to be educated. The harm of our outdated education system isn't just economic, it's psychological. Forcing every child through the same mold breeds anxiety, frustration, and self-doubt, especially for those who don't fit. Active, creative kids are labeled as problems or even medicated to make them better students. Students are ranked by narrow metrics, fostering competition and judgment. A brilliant artist who struggles with math is made to feel like a failure. The system punishes unique talents and rewards only a narrow definition of smart. Many carry emotional scars from school: fear of failure, aversion to risk, and a belief they're not good enough. The system teaches learned helplessness, wait for instructions, seek external validation, and measure worth by grades. This mindset of limitation can last a lifetime. If we want confident, resilient adults, we must stop conditioning kids to fit a broken system. If the system is so outdated, why hasn't it changed? Because it serves powerful interests. Schools produce obedient employees, exactly what large corporations want. True independence and critical thinking would threaten this model. The same forces that shaped education shaped other institutions, creating cycles of profit and control. Financial education is glaringly absent from schools. We learn algebra, but not how money works, budgeting, investing, or building wealth. A financially illiterate population is easier to control and profit from. People trapped in debt and the employee mindset remain cogs in the economic machine. The system maintains the status quo, discouraging disruptive thinking and entrepreneurship. Financially independent thinkers are harder to control and less likely to accept unfulfilling jobs. The failure to empower individuals isn't a bug, it's the system's greatest feature. If we want real change, we must recognize who truly benefits from things staying the same. What's the alternative? Not abolishing schools, but reimagining their purpose. We need education that cultivates thinkers, creators, and leaders, not just workers. Shift from memorization to critical thinking, from competition to collaboration, from standardized tests to personalized learning. Let students pursue their interests and learn at their own pace. Imagine project-based learning, where real-world problems require skills from multiple disciplines. Teachers become mentors, guiding students to solve problems and find resources. Financial literacy must be central. Teach kids about money, entrepreneurship, and independence. Empower students to start businesses, manage money, and think like producers. True education helps each person discover and share their unique talents. It builds resilience, fosters creativity and promotes leadership. The factory model is obsolete. The future demands education that honors individuality. Let's prepare kids not just to find a place in the world, but to create their own. That's a system worth building.